Humans are rational, right? So when your favorite fashion influencer tells you to invest in a custom jacket because you wear it a ton, which will drive down the cost per wear, that makes sense, right? But if you're frugal like me and did the calculations, what you'll find is that contrary to popular belief, buying a cheaper off-the-rack jacket can sometimes be a smarter decision, and more importantly, given your budget, whether you should go custom or not. Okay, let's paint this scenario. If you're like most men these days, wearing tailored jackets in your daily life is uncommon, but you still need them for the occasional job interview, funeral, networking, or other social events. Say you attend 10 of these occasions every year. Now suppose you're thinking between buying a typical $600 made-to-measure jacket and a $100 off-the-rack jacket that fits well. The made-to-measure jacket is well made, so it can serve you for 10 years compared to 2 years in the off-the-rack jacket. By now, you might be tempted to divide the price of the jacket by the total number of wears, but we must remember to include the maintenance cost. Because the jacket is rarely worn, it only needs to be washed once a year. The made-to-measure jacket will probably be sent to a dry cleaner for $15, but the cheaper jacket doesn't need to and can be hand washed or machine washed at home, say for 50 cents for the water used. Only now can we calculate the cost per wear, $7.50 for the made-to-measure jacket and $5.05 for the off-the-rack jacket, which, surprise surprise, goes against what many influencers say that investing in a quality jacket is cheaper in the long run. But will the conclusion change if you wear the jacket more frequently? Let's run the numbers. Say you wear the jacket 3 times a week to work, or 144 times a year. Because it's worn more often, you need to wash it more often, say 4 washes a year. Again, the made-to-measure jacket will still cost more per wear. Also, because of the increase in maintenance costs, wearing the jacket 14.4 more times a year does not reduce the cost per wear by 14.4 times. Despite all these, for some of you, the pros of a custom jacket, like its comfort, fit, and variety, are often a major selling point. So now the question is, at what price point does buying a custom jacket make sense? To find out, we can extrapolate the price points in a rarely worn scenario to get this graph. In this model, we assume that anything below $400 is considered to be a cheap off-the-rack jacket with a 2-year lifespan and is washed at home. On the other hand, anything above $400 is a custom jacket with a 10-year lifespan and will need to be dry cleaned. What this graph shows is that as price increases from $0 to $390, cost per wear increases linearly to $19.55. Then at $400, cost per wear drops to $5.50 and continues to increase with price. At $5.50 per wear, it's the lowest price for a custom jacket and is financially no different than buying a $109 off-the-rack jacket. Therefore, any price below $109, there is no other option but to buy an off-the-rack jacket. Now suppose you have a $250 budget for an off-the-rack jacket, which translates to $12.55 per wear. In this scenario, it's better to save up and spend between $400 to $1,105 on a custom jacket as the cost per wear is lower. In fact, if your budget is anywhere from $109 to $390 for an off-the-rack jacket, you should consider a custom jacket lying in its corresponding acceptable price range instead. However, once you're past $1,805, the off-the-rack jacket becomes a much cheaper buy. And if you do up a graph for a frequently worn jacket, the same logic and analysis apply. Of course, this model has many assumptions and your numbers will likely be different. Until next time, stay subtle.